Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to day 25th with the prompt ship. And I couldn't help it. I'm returned to these heavily rendered images again. And I couldn't resist either giving a stab at a very old myth of the Portuguese culture, to which I belong, as you know. So here's a story. Back in the times of discoveries, the Portuguese people were trying to find an alternative route to India so that they could access the spices like pepper and such. And remember that from a certain point in history on, the Silk Road and all of those traditional ancient routes were basically controlled and destroyed by a number of invasions and other historical events. So European peoples tried alternatives to get that very precious merchandise, or several very precious merchandises that came from the Orient. The Portuguese were one of the first to actually make good trade of it and attempt to navigate around the world to find an alternative route. And they did, but before they actually managed it, they lost a great deal of men at sea and the Cape of Good Hope, which is the southernest tip, or the southern tip of the African continent. And it just seemed it was unsurpassable because it's, according to what I've read, it's a very tempestuous place, and the currents and the winds and, everything together is really hard to navigate, especially in those times. You got to remember that. I mean, these guys were just crammed up into a very small boat for months at a time, navigating these really uncharted waters back then. Nobody knew what it was like. And of course, superstition was also very rampant. You need to understand that these people actually believed there were monsters at sea. And this myth of the Adamastor, or I don't know, you could pronounce it in English as Adamastor or something like that. In Portuguese, it's pronounced Adamastor. And it's a mythical creature, mythical giant that supposedly inhabited the Cape of Good Hope. And he was, he prevented the Portuguese from passing. This, of course, was just a way of, giving life to a very big frustration that the Portuguese had by not being able to cross the Cape of Good Hope. So they made this giant myth that then was used as a symbol for the Portuguese, overcoming impossible odds and the like. And it just stayed with us. And to this day, well, I'm not sure about the younger people, but my generation for sure knew about the Adamastor. And several of our biggest writers and poets talked about him because he was such an important symbol of the suffering and the conquests that we were able to do back then to sea at the navigation level. So yeah, it's just a big symbol of a traditional symbol of the Portuguese culture. So I don't want to bore you with more of that, but at any rate, I just when I started this drawing, I knew it would be taking a little bit longer than I wanted, but I just said, yeah, what the heck. I really want to depict this. I've always wanted an opportunity to compose an image that included this character, and I actually now feel I need to do another stab at it later on. And I might even feature it here on the channel. In fact, we're about 6 days away from the end of Inktober, and today for the first time I thought about, okay, so what am I going to do afterwards? What's going to go after? What's going to go on? Do I keep going with the videos, so on and so forth? Like, I don't know what to do, because I didn't intend to. I see all of these YouTubers, amazing YouTubers that I follow. I follow dozens of artists, and they have a regular thing going on. Like, they have a couple of days a week they post and all that. I'm not sure I can keep that, because I just have a very chaotic work life, so I don't know how well I will be able to keep that. But I don't even know, I never even considered what I should do with the channel. So if you guys give me an opinion, I would really be thankful to know what you guys think about it, and what do you think would be a good thing to do. Right now I don't even know where to go with this, so yeah. So I guess that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit longer than usual because this took a long time to render. long time. And I hope you like it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. See you tomorrow.